good afternoon, and welcome to the Karina Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love that some people watch the show. It's such a wonderful thing to know that people are watching my show. Today we're going to talk about a bunch of different things. We're going to talk about the weather, because what the heck is going on with this crazy Texas weather right now? Did you guys see that it was hailing this past weekend? There was like hail balls this big. It's a little windy today, guys, but we're out here. We're chugging through, talking about the weather now. Tuesday and Wednesday looks like we might see a little bit of rain, maybe 40 to 50% chance of rain going on there. We are going to have temperatures in the 80s and 90s this week. Great news is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are looking sunny with clear skies, so that's something to be super excited about. So that's the weather this week. Have a good one. We are also going to talk about and highlight local businesses, which is my absolute favorite thing to talk about on my show, is local businesses, because I feel like they are the backbone of America. We're also going to talk with someone from Florida, the Sunshine State, so stay tuned for that. I do want to get some interesting stories from you guys, so feel free to share stories with me. So yeah, it's going to be a good show. Thanks for tuning in, and we might go inside because it feels crazy out here and windy. So we're going to move on inside. Thank you. So this week's small business shout out goes to Brenham Veterinary Hospital. I just wanted to thank you guys for taking care of our dog Duke. This past week he was due for his rabies vaccination, and he's not super excited about going to get a shot. But the staff at Brenham Veterinary Hospital, they always manage to make his time there pleasant. They are so friendly. So I was able to call and get an appointment the same day. They just ask that you call when you get there. Come on, dude. Come on, baby boy. Come here. It's okay. And the vet tech will come out and she'll get your dog, put him on a little leash, take him in, and it took about 20 minutes tops for them to see Duke. Then they brought him back out, and then they were able to take the debit card over the phone. There was no interaction with anybody, so it was really safe, and they made it all very pleasant. And the vet tech said that she feels like people can't tell that she's smiling whenever she's interacting with them because she has a mask on. It's for health reasons. So I just wanted to let her know that you can kind of tell that they're still smiling. You can tell that they like their job. And one of the big things for me is whenever you give them a call, they're so friendly and you just feel like they're happy to be at work. So that's one of the reasons why we keep going there, because they're super friendly, super nice, and super awesome. Thanks, Brenham Veterinary Hospital. Another small business highlights. So every week we try to get takeout to give ourselves a break from cooking, and also to support the local businesses, local restaurants, and stimulate the local economy. Hello, that's the whole point. And we decided that this week we were going to eat at JW's, one of our favorite restaurants here close by. So JW's is in Carmine, Texas. It's just a little bit of a drive from Brenham, but it is so good. We got the chicken sandwiches, and they come on a gourmet bun. Which I love. It's so tasty and delicious. And I went ahead and took a picture of it really quickly before we just scarfed it down. It was so good. So thank you, JW's. Thanks for always making some good food, and we can't wait to dine in soon. Okay, we're gonna try one more time out here. So this Friday, Governor Abbott is allowing some businesses to slowly reopen. I saw online that they're going to start allowing the cinemas to open up a little bit at lower capacity, of course. They're going to start cutting some slack on these restaurants, museums, libraries, all that, in order to help the small businesses who are impacted by this virus. I am very curious to what some of my viewers have to say about this. Can I get some opinions, some thoughts on that? It would be nice to feature some of these opinions in my next show. I looked online and I saw that it's very it's very interesting to see how some people really hate the idea, and they're like, no, don't open these businesses. I'm not going to support these businesses if they don't care about our health. And then there's other people that are just like saying, open it all. So I'm just curious, what do you think? So let me know below. I'm very curious about that. I also want to know, if you have a small business, how are you going to react to these new lifted restrictions? What are you gonna do? What are y'all doing as a small business to react to coronavirus? Let me know. So guess what big holiday's coming around the corner besides Cinco de Mayo? It is Mother's Day, one of my favorite holidays. I've always loved Mother's Day, even before I became a mother. I love celebrating my mom and all the fabulous moms in my life. If you know any awesome Mother's Day specials, if you or your business is having some kind of Mother's Day promotion, please let me know. I might feature it in my next show. I'm all about showing these mamas some love, because guess what? Mothers have a super hard job. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a working mom, whether you're a part-time working mom, doesn't matter. All these mamas really, really put in a lot of work. So let's just show them how much we appreciate them. So I have a very special guest for y'all. Her name is Sarah Kate. She is from Florida, and she's gonna give us a little bit of a glimpse into her life in Florida. Here she is, guys.
Hi Karina and everybody, I love your show. I'm so excited that I'm on here right now. My name is Sarah Kate. I'm also a fellow YouTuber and a mom. I'm a mom to, I can't believe, a 1-year-old already now. But I just wanted to give you guys a little update about how my city and state has been doing during this pandemic. I live in Gainesville, Florida. Yeah, Sunshine State. Right now, so our state has loosened up some of the restrictions a little bit over the past week. For an example, they opened up the beaches, so a lot of people have been able to finally go outside to the beaches. However, some of the same restrictions are still in place in terms of like staying 6 feet away from each other, things of that nature. I don't live near any of the beaches. I live in a small college town that also has some teaching hospitals. So I don't have beaches near me, but in my particular city, we've had over 200 cases of COVID. And most recently, over the last 24 hours, there has been 2 confirmed deaths. But we are a very small city, and again, we live in a city where there's a teaching hospital. So they're coming up with all kinds of new innovative testing. They're talking about doing at-home testing. And they're really coming up with all these new innovative ways to help support getting everybody out of this crazy pandemic. And as far as my family, we haven't really changed much of what we've been doing. Our city hasn't changed any of their restrictions, just our state. So our city is still like pretty strict on all of their restrictions. Since we do live near a hospital, they want us to continue staying home, continue to wear a mask when we go out, 6 feet away from people. So things haven't changed in my city yet. Everybody's kind of getting, cabin fever a little bit. One thing I have noticed, that our city put out a post today saying that their crisis and suicide center has been receiving an influx of calls lately, which is completely understandable to, where I live. There's been a lot of sickness, a lot of people losing jobs, a lot of anxiety of everything going on. So it completely makes sense. And that's one thing I wanted to reach out about. And if I can give any tips or advice, I would say to try to reach out to people that you know and talk to, because this is a very trying time for everybody. And just trying to stay connected with people during a time that you can't see them, you can't hug them, but FaceTime is a great way to connect with people. If you don't have family, reach out to people on social media, and just try to stay connected with people as much as you can. I made a whole video on self-care tips during this pandemic with a lot more tips like that, but I think that's my number one takeaway. I hope everyone's staying safe out there, and we are all in this together, and we will make it out together. So, bye. Thank you so much for having me on.
For that, Sarah Kate, and as she mentioned, she does have a YouTube channel. You can see the link below, or you can just search it. It's Oh Sarah Kate. So have a peek. Thanks, Sarah.